What's going on YouTube? O.G Nitro RCs here, hanging out in O.G's Nitro Corner. Even though you guys really can't see the corner, it's buggy, but yeah, we're in the corner of the little. But yeah, had one of my subscribers mentioned to me maybe trying a little tripod or fixed camera position, so we're going to try this right now because you guys have already seen me quite enough, right? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So anyway, we're going to try this and see if I like it. If it tends to be any different or not, but we're going to have a go at it. I got here my Hobeo. Been keeping track of my channel. You watch me run this until the clutch bell blew up on it again. And we're going to remove said clutch bell, and I'm going to try to show you guys as closely as I can what happened to said clutch bell. Because I do know how to set mesh, but these things are getting ate up. And it's like the old problem with the Savages that a few of us have had in the past too, to where, you can't take old soft metal that's old, because I did put an older 18-tooth clutch bell on it from an HPI truck, and on these high torque, and this is a 48-tooth spur gear in this buggy. It's in between the Savages 47 and 49s, but the clutch bell was a softer metal, like the clutch bells are from the HPIs. They're not the hardened race clutch bells like what would normally be on a buggy. So steel spur gear ate up soft metal clutch bell, just like it does on the Savages when I eat those up too. So anywho, I got a bunch of them ordered during my eBay thing, and I got a couple of my Amazon carts, so we're going to get into that. We're going to pull this one off and get this ready. Just got done watching my buddy JP's RCs. He's one of my Canadian brothers. Lives up in beautiful BC, Canada. And just got done watching his live stream. Got a kick-ass live stream tonight. He did a really good job on that one. He showed off his new toy, his new associated buggy, his 8-scale nitro buggy with the new motor and pipe. It was a beautiful, beautiful car. So yeah, running out was a good time. Like I've said in a couple of my videos, it's a good time to be a nitro driver, especially if you're into the 8-scale buggies, because they're popping off right now, and quite a few of us have them. But yeah, so that was a good show. Good show. Now I'm going to sit down and tinker on this and see if I can't get this little situation fingered out here. One step at a time, baby Jesus, as they say. And I'll try to remember to put the linkage back on this time, as when I popped it off the other day, and then when I was shooting my video, I forgot to put it back on. So yeah, that was interesting. Looks like they're trying to break this motor in and the linkage isn't hooked up. So yeah, that was cool. Alright, there's that. Let me get over here to this pipe. Usually I do all my big wrenching like this over here on the table. So I'm trying to figure out if I can do all this here, or if I'll have to move to the other side. I guess we'll find out. This is kind of a trial and error sort of thing, ain't it, guys? Oh, side note, on my little ADHD mind, yeah, I do have ADHD, severe adult ADHD, and I was 55 years old. But anyway, I did get my tires glued down. The Hobeo tires that came on this, I got them glued down tonight. So all 4 of them are cock locked and ready to rock. So we'll get into those here momentarily. Get those put on the car. Still juggling in my mind what color I want to do this in, because I wanted to go with solid color. I still want to go with solid color. I'll probably go white, just high gloss white with black wing, and these not even black, like a gunmetal gray wheels on it. With that and the stickers, and I'll sticker the shit out of it, make it look pretty with some stickers. You know how that goes. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. So yeah, that's probably how that's going to turn out. And ladies, if I have any of you in here watching, I really need to change that out because I have ruined that driver. I keep picking it up, so I gotta fix that. And I forgot to put that in the toolbox, so let's get the metal tray over here. I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4 magnetic tray sitting here, guys. I don't do anything without a magnetic tray. Why? Because I drop everything. So I don't need to make it any worse on myself than what it already is. I'm losing all this shit. You can go to Harbor Freight, or what's that place up in Canada where they call it? What does Bug call it? Bug World War? Princess something, Princess Tire or whatever, and get these little magnetic trays to hold all your stuff. Just to make life easier on you. Yeah. Pop the fuel line off. Pop the exhaust line off. Maybe. Okay, there's that. Now, yeah, you guys of course can't see it from up there, but I can do that. And maybe you can pick up on that. Look at all the the metal shavings from that clutch bell being chewed up. Yeah, he didn't. At least this one lasted a little bit longer. The first one didn't survive the shit. It didn't even make it through the 4 tanks of the quarter throttle, half throttle, on and off, full throttle crap that we do when we break them in that way. We didn't even make it through that before it left the chat. This one made it through the rest of that and the 4 tanks of balls out running, getting its butt whipped. This one made it a little bit longer. And from what I can see, spur gear is still primo. So that's cool, guys. I'm going to stick this over here on the side, get it out of the way. In case any of you forgot, I'm still blaming my buddy Nitro Addiction for everything. For my grubby truck tune being gone, to the sabotage on the cut fuel line, to you name it. It's his fault. I'm blaming him for everything. Everything. Boy, I could turn that a quarter of a turn and put those springs over there, but I honestly don't think it'll ride right in that buggy, guys, if I do that. Man, it's set up awful high. The stinger needs to go down. I might have to try to change that while I'm sitting here looking at that. Yeah, we'll try that too, guys. See if we can maybe get a little better direction out of it. Of course, you always got the one child that's not wanting to cooperate. So if we move this way, and that stinger's straight down, that's not gonna set right in that car. No way in hell. No, it's pointing right down into the right down into the body. Yeah, so these pipes they're not designed for that. Not one bit, they're not made to go that way. So let's try this once again. That was almost tragic, guys. You see me spring that spring? Good thing it was pressed against my finger, because I'm sure it would have shot across the room like that one just did. That one just fell out of my lap. Gotta love it, gotta love it. There's one. There's two. Of course, a video of mine wouldn't be complete without dropping something and finding it with the flashlight and with the extended magnet. That's what we keep them around for, fellas. That's what we keep them around for. For just such an emergencies. Well, this one goes on top. See if he wants to go in and play nice, since he's the last one. Yes, he does. All right, disaster avoided, fellas. Everything right back to where it's supposed to be at. Get the car out of here. There, I'll give you a quick peek of what that looks like if you can see it. it's chewed down to the bell, right down to the bell housing, because that mesh was so good. It chewed it up down, almost down to the bell housing. So yeah, just soft metal. Took out another one, fellas. Took out another one. Grab it once and you won't mess it up. You ain't gotta keep pinching on it with pliers and scratching everything all up. Let go of it. I thought about putting the 13 tooth on here that came with it, but the stupid me wants to put another 17 or an 18 on it to see if I can get one of them to actually work. Now, clutch shoes all look good. They're not tarnished in any sort of way. They're not peeling. There's no seams or anything in there. They look really good. So at least that part of the deal's holding up. And the fuel that's been spraying everywhere, hopefully that'll get taken down to a null now that the motor's been thinned out a little bit. Not much. It still has a lot to go. I just didn't even really get into the tuning, guys. I mean, I was on the 12th tank when this happened, so I mean, I still have yet to put a screwdriver to this thing, which is really what I want to do. Thought about doing it tomorrow, but I got to do a business deal tomorrow, and I'm gonna be a little busy, so I can't do it tomorrow. But man, I really wanted to. Just trying to get a little bit of this fuel off. That's all I'm doing right here. Cleaning it while I can see it. You know, take advantage of being able to see it, because we don't take these motors out very often. Engines, motors. We ain't gonna have this argument tonight, but you know, we don't get to see these very often. So when we do, you should really take the time to go over them a little bit. You know, get some of the nasty off them. Like all the fuel is being caked onto this header right now. But I'll never be able to get this off. As long as you stay on top of it, it'll be all right. It won't get baked down here and look like burnt toast like so many of them do. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You've seen them. Sorry if I keep getting out of frame, guys, but I'm old. I wear glasses and I still can't see. So I have to get my face like down here where I can see what I'm doing. Or hold it up here so I can see what I'm doing. Either way, we'll get through it, fellas. I'm sure of it. But yeah, there you go. You guys see that? I don't know how focused it is. But yeah, it's deep. It's down to the bell, like right there. It's actually past the bell. Those spots right there are into the bell. So the mesh was tight. It just chewed this sucker up and spit it out. And I think this was 18 tooth. I could be wrong. It could be the 17. Check this bearing out. Bearing looks really good. Yeah. So I thought about putting this 17. This is a 17, so that was an 18. And I have another 15, and then I have the 13 that came with it. That came with the buggy. That came with the actual buggy. Part of the kit. So yeah, I haven't quite made up my mind yet what I want to do. It's not like I'm really out to do anything right now besides really just kind of like break it in is what I want to finish doing. I want to finish breaking it in and actually get to tighten the needles down on it a little bit, like I did. I think I did it with not the Ravenger, the Kyosho. Yeah, my Kyosho up there. I tuned that down a little bit the other day. And actually got to lean that out a little bit. It's running really good. It's kind of hard for me to get used to it because it's, you know, a 21 and I run 99% 28s and higher. So yeah, the little 28, it's got some spunk to it, that's for sure. So I don't know, guys. Should we just put the 13 on it just to be safe? Okay, let me look. Oh, you guys already know about the the RC dog. He's right here behind me. I'm about to climb up my ear right now while I'm talking to you. It drives him crazy. He's sitting there looking at me wagging his tail. He's about to screw up and get in my business. Bearings, punch bells, and other crap. Got one of these toys. What do we have here? Springs, bearings, clutch bells. Yeah, see. This is an 18. Another 18. 17. And here's the Hobeo 13 that came with it. Since I'm not going for speed or anything right now, we're not worried about speed runs like we're talking about doing next year. Here's another 18. 2 18s, a 17, and a 13. And I got 16, 17, 18s, and a 19 coming, guys. So let's put the 13 on. Let that dynamite get all the torque it wants. I kind of want to put this 17 on. Well, 17 is a happy medium. It's still 4 teeth up on this 13, 1 tooth down from what I just had on it. Without having any more 15s, unfortunately. I've chewed all of them up. So we'll put the Hobeo 13 on just for giggles until I get my other ones. When I get my other ones, we'll contemplate changing everything around again. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know how that goes. Why do you have everything triple and quadruple bagged, OG? Well, that's because you get little holes. And then little springs and grub screws and clutch springs and all that stuff falls out. And you, like I said, keep all our baggies. And yes, I have the tackle box trays and all that shit too. But it's just easier. Hopefully sometime tomorrow, possibly, maybe, hopefully tomorrow, I'll get my stuff from Nitro Addiction. I thought it would be here Friday or Saturday, but it didn't make it. So hopefully tomorrow, or maybe Tuesday, but hopefully soon. Get my part of the trade, and I'm really looking forward to that. I wanted to take it out and play with it. So yeah, hopefully that'll be here tomorrow. That'll be some good news. Be nice, looking forward to that. I think I had 2 or 3 or 4. Yeah, I had 4 washers underneath there. They're all still there. I'm gonna drop a little oil on it. Okay, that's gonna be good. Yeah, buddy, all day. All day. Spins pretty good, fellas. Spins pretty good. So now we're gonna very carefully put those up on top of there. got this thing shimmed to the moon, boys. Literally. Shim to the moon it is. Washers are all in place. One washer on here. Take that one off now that I've changed that. I have to get rid of one of them. Pull one of them off. Because I have a lock washer on here too. Might get rid of that right there. Just leave the shim washers on here. See how it rides with those. I have the lock washer on her, so they're pressed on the center race of the bearing, so it'd be a little bit more evenly pressured out. Let's see if I can get by with these. If I can get by with these, I'll just run these small washers. Nope, that ain't gonna work. That top washer wants to float. So we're gonna take off one or possibly both of these washers. At least one. I'll try one for now. See these little thin ones, nothing major. Almost as thick as a race. And put the little tiny lock washer back on the clutch screw. And put this back on here. Voila, fellas. Yes, sir. Turns pretty good for some old cheapo bearings. Not the ceramics, not the blue shields, or just some cheapo standard bearings that come with everything. You know how that goes. They ain't gonna give you the good shit. Sound good, fellas? I think it does. I think it sounds pretty good. Yep. We're going to go with that. Piston's up on top. Wish it wasn't. So, pop this. Pop that. Roll that. Bottom, top, bottom, bottom, top, midway. Okay. Now, here's the $1 million, highly skilled, totally not teachable, have to learn on your own, crash and burn 1,000,000 times doing it. Setting your gear mesh. Yes, sir. Stuff the legends are made of. Do, 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 do. Okay. Now, some guys start one or two and then work their way around, or start one and then get the other one, set of 3 set in and get the mesh snug from the bottom and tighten it down, and then go back through and put Loctite. on each one as they get them tightened down. And some guys just have the ability to slap this sucker together with a piece of paper in there. There's the paper between the gear mesh test and all that crap. 100 different old school ways to do this, fellas. 100. It's literally, everybody's got their own way of doing shit. Everybody. And you just ask them. Their way is the best way. That's what you gotta do. Just ask them. And right here, you got your wing up there, you got your motor down here, and you put this in and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey. I'm not gonna get carried away here. You guys really need to comment on this video who your favorite driver is, pro driver if you have one. What's your preferred car, electric or gas, 8 scale or not, 10 scale, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, trucks, cars, short course, you know, airplanes, whatever gets your blood flowing, whatever gets your chub on. Me, it's always been buggies, buggies and big trucks, monster trucks and buggies and truggies. Because a truggy, you know, that's what happens when a buggy and a truck have a little kid. When they have a youngin' together, you get a truggy. Best of both worlds. Literally the best of both worlds. Almost loose. I got that motor shoved over all the way, guys. How you can tell is by rolling the tires, how tight that is. That's how you tell. Let's get these gas lines out of the way first, fellas, before this gets carried away too much, because they're about to be in the way. Yes, they are. Hold on a second, fellas. I gotta look at something real quick, right? Yeah, I wanted to talk about this real quick. His name is, I'm not going to say his real name. I won't, even though you can see, I can see it in the comments, but Fabulous One. Fabulous One is one of my subscribers. Cool dude. He comments on everything that I put up. He's just an awesome subscriber. He's one of those guys that you're lucky to have if you get one. And he asked me about the tips that I use. I can refer to them as the little binkies. These little antenna tube things and stuff like that. And I use them on my charging cables. These little rubber caps. This is what they are. You can see that or not. Yep. Whatever that is, Uponet Home Office Industrial Science Accessories. All they are these plastic caps that are used on construction sites and building sites and stuff like that, that you put over nuts and bolts, and you know, when you don't want threads being damaged or people running into them and getting cut or tore up or whatever. And they come in all kinds of different sizes, but like I said, I got every size of what I need it. Because what I wanted them for was I wanted them for the back of the motors on the intakes where the header goes. I wanted them back there, or to cover up the carburetor, you know, your breather intake and stuff like. And the size I need is in between this size and this size. So I didn't get the size I wanted out of all these different sizes. But what I did get was the right size ones to use to cover up my plugs, to keep my plugs clean and dry for recharging my batteries, and the smaller ones which fit perfectly over carburetor needles, and then the next size up ones which go over your antenna tubes. So, you know, there was some useful ones in there. They weren't all a waste of money, I guess, but I didn't get I didn't get the main size that I wanted. And I told him that fabulous one there. I told him that I would bring that up in the next video, so I could tell him what they were. I swore I just dropped one of them down there. Did you guys see that thing fall down in there? I thought I did. Well, if it did, the buggy ate it, because it ain't coming out there. So anyhow, yeah, that's what they are. Little bitty, tiny, rubber, flexible caps. And some of them are the right size to go over, like I said, plugs and carburetor nipples and stuff like that, but not big enough to go over your header port, exhaust port, or your carburetor, your intake. So I have to fish around and try to find these someplace else. I'll probably go to Lowe's or Menards or some home place like that and try to find them. Drink my vodka here. I'm pretty sure those places have them because they're a construction type thing. Anyway, where are we at with this sucker? Then you roll it. Hear that? A lot of guys would call that good because that mesh is tight. I mean, tight. There ain't no questions about that being where it's supposed to be. Not at all. But that's kind of like a little bit too snug, so we try to pop it and see all these screws are loose. That one and that one, because when you tighten them up, ooh, see? When you tighten this sucker down, it's going to move. Me, personally, I'm supposed to be able to wobble that back and forth and hear it go click, 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 click. And see, that's still too loose for me. So, what we do is set that like that. And just see how much we can make it move. Tighten a little bit, tighten a little bit, and roll it. And I'm going to run it just like that. That's exactly how I'm going to run it. Because you know what? It's going to move a little bit. A little bit. As soon as I start running it. I like it tight. You can't damage it. You can't do no good. It still rolls. And as that breaks in, the paint's going to come off it. It's going to set in there. It's going to start to do its own fucking thing anyway. So it will loosen up and it will move. So then I take this over and I get my little ugga-dugga, little impact gun. And fish up my 2.5. And I'm going to tap these one time, just a little bit, because that's all it takes. Boom, 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 and that's tight. about those is that with these engine bolts, absolutely, if you absolutely had to, you can pour enough heat on that to get it to expand that you can pop this back loose again. So, or cut it out, because this is one of the ones that are, you got yay much room between this and the mount anyway. So if the worst case scenario, if you ever get stuck with this, it's not a permanent thing. You can, one way or another, figure out how to get them out. Because when they lock down, they lock down. See, that one was tight. I only popped them once. That one come up easy. That one come up easy. That one come up easy. So then go back in here. You see how that loosened up just by me popping those 4 screws loose? The whole thing moved. Right back to being loose again. By me sucking that up, hitting it with the impact, it seated the motor. And then when I popped them loose, you see me just crack them loose one time with the impact gun, it loosened them screws up totally. It's borderline right now. It's still too loose though. And this motor will not slide as long as these have any tension on them. Unless you're like some guys and they put a punch or a plastic plug on that, and they'll crack the side of that block to slide that motor over, because you only need a frog here, 30 seconds of an inch, you know, which isn't enough to even brag about, but it makes all the difference in the world. All I'm doing is touching them to get them to grab, and I'm going to roll the buggy again. See how it loosens up again? And I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not. I want it tighter than that. I don't care how much it fights itself. There we go. That's what I want to hear. A lot of guys are like, oh, that's too tight. Or why don't you use the paper test? Because if I put a piece of paper in there, it'd be doing the same thing. Same thing. Because the paper test used to be how I set my savages. The gear mess on my savages. Now I set the gear mess on my savages by looking through the back. Because if you look through the front of the truck to the back of the truck, you can see your mesh, your gear mesh on a Savage. That's about what the gear mesh sounds like on your electric truck, because you're turning so many RPMs so fast on an electric truck, just like the torque you have on these 8-scale buggies. You're turning so many RPMs so fast that if you have any slack in there, that little click, click, click every time. Well, when it does that a couple 100 times while you're running it, and every time you pull the trigger, it's like a loose universal in your truck or your automobile. You know, when their knuckles are together like this, and they every time it hit that gas, well, sooner or later they're going to wear out and they're going to strip and eat each other up. So I'd rather have this and let this get loose, because I can roll that. And I know 10 out of 10 of you right now are shaking your heads going, nope, that's too tight. Set it lighter, set it lighter. Well, it'll only sound like that for about 5 minutes, and then it won't. So if it moves that much after I run it, think about if I had it loose, how much it would move and what that's going to do to it. So that front diff's got a lot, look at that, that's probably 10,000 weight in the front, and probably 5,000 weight in the back, and probably 7,000 in the middle. I hope it is. That's how I set mine up. So guys, that's what we're doing today. As much as I'd like to say that I'm going to run this tomorrow and give you guys another 40.5 hour long video of watching me run a buggy back and forth, because I would. I don't think I'll get to run them tomorrow. I think I'll stay steady with tomorrow and not do anything tomorrow as far as these go. Just keep working on them, I guess, as far as that goes. See what else I can get into them. worst case scenario, it's Tuesday or Wednesday before I can get back out to do anything. No big deal. Get out there and do that nice and easy. But the main thing was I wanted to get that switch, so when I do decide to go run again, it's done. And I'm just waiting for my race clutch belts to get here. The 1 mil thick ones, the heavy duty ones as they call them. Look at these tires, ate up, boys. Look at that. Chewed up on the inside already. These things are so soft, fellas, so soft. And I had these set up to grab going down. The outside pin was to go down, which makes these. Yes. So we'll put the hyper wheels on. Put the old Hobeo tires and rims on. Come on, bro, really? Wow. We'll see how fast I can tear these tires off. Once that's glued on. Hey, shut your face. Guard dog at work. What'd I say? What, you want all of YouTube to know you're an asshole? Is that what you're doing? That's extremely loud and disrespectful. Or I should say not disrespectful, but yeah, it would be disrespectful. Inconsiderate neighbors that don't care how loud they are when they come in, or shut doors, or anything like that. This is the first time I've lived in the city, so yeah, it's a whole eye-opening experience for me, people. Really it is. And we're going to check the impact gun. Just like that, fellas. What do you think, fellas? I think it's pretty good. Tighter than shit. Tighter than the frog's ass. But yeah, that's what I had to do today. I wanted you guys to see that clutch belt and get to witness the carnage that was caused upon it. Poor bastard didn't stand a chance. And the 15 tooth I had never looked worse than that one. At least it's centered really good. It's centered real good in the middle of the gear. It just ate it. I mean, it didn't hold back one bit. It just ate it. But yeah, I think it's going to turn out pretty good, boys. I think it is. I believe it is. And the body, I'm going to prep that tonight. I'm going to wash it here in a minute so I get done doing this and boring you guys to death. I'm going to wash the body tonight. I'm going to wash it, scrub it, rough it up really good, and then wash it again. And put a paper towel over it and let it dry, just to keep the dust and anything from falling down on top of it. And tomorrow I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to shoot it flat white, or high gloss white that I have over there. Thought about doing it in red and black, since red's my favorite color. Thought about doing that too. But I really like the idea of white and calling it Ghost or something like that. You know, something cheesy. You know, I name all my vehicles. Who does that, right? Well, I do. But anyway, yeah, so all white. Maybe some stickers from red and white and black, you know, Hobeo stickers all over it and stuff like that. I got some down there in the cupboard, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with that. That's just as far as that's gonna go. And we'll see what goes on with that next. And then I've also been talking to my buddy down there, Mr. Fabulous, that was just talking to me about those little plugs and what they're called and how to get those. He's the one that also noticed and agreed with me that my grubby truck was sabotaged by nitro addiction. Nitro addiction snuck in somehow or another while I was sleeping or whatever. Could have been buying groceries that day. I'm pretty sure he doesn't care. And cut my fuel line without me knowing it. And cranked my high-speed needle in all the way, because it was literally like, guys, it was halfway down the tube. When I noticed that out at the lot running it the other day, that's the first thing I thought to myself was, why is that down there like that for? Because anybody that runs nitro trucks know that you would never have a needle set that low. It's impossible. The truck won't run, which it didn't. I ended up riching this top end, high end up, almost 2 full turns just to get it to run. And then the bottom end too. Did the same thing to the bottom. It was crazy out of tune. But anyway, my subscriber there noticed. He said, "Hey, Bub, just like you said, it didn't happen till you put that VP fuel in." He's been running and really likes running off Sidewinder 30%. Well, as you guys know, if you watch my videos, I ran out of Sidewinder 30 breaking in my engines. So I had to use VP 30. And he happened to get the first tank of VP 30. And that's what I had him in when I started up and tried running him, and he puked out. He did not like it at all. Sidewinder ran great. VP 30, everything went to shit. So I have VP 30, I have VP 12, not VP, I have Sidewinder 25 coming in the mail, which I better be getting here really quick. A-Main, if you're watching, you guys really need to listen. But yeah, waiting for A-Main to give me my shit. If not, I'm gonna have to mix some 30 and 20 that I have. Mix some 30 and 20 VP. Knock it down to a 25, 16 oil, 25%, and do a quart of each. Scramble it up. It works pretty good. So I might end up doing that to tame it down a little bit. But he's running good now after the mysterious sliced fuel line, which it wasn't. That sucker was cut. Don't know why. And I never would have noticed it if I had blowed into the exhaust to prime the carburetor at one time and it spit fuel out at me. That's when I figured it out. But how that happened, I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how my needles got turned all the way down in and so forth like that. Besides, nitro addiction. Breaking into my house and changing all the settings on my truck. Because, he knows grubby trucks are shit. This is the king of the savages, this grubby truck right here. And he even had the grubby cam on that day. He knew he was going to have the grubby cam on, and he was going to kick ass and be very popular on YouTube. And he says, "Oh no, we're gonna fuck up grubby truck," and he did. So yeah, I think he had probably offering a guy with him, and that Mark dude, and Lotus too. But yeah, I'll get him back. That's okay. But anywho. You guys all know I'm bullshitting with him. But anyway, that's what went on. And he noticed it too, that it didn't happen until we switched over to 30% VP. It liked Sidewinder, it did not like VP. So we're going to get him back out there and get him doing what he does best. That's flying through the air with the greatest of ease. Because yeah, he really likes to jump. And if you watched the last video, he took an ass whooping a couple times. He got out there and crashed and burned very hard. My body's about done. I really like these bodies, this style body, this color body and everything. I'm hoping I can find another one someplace without paying $5 quadrillion for it. You know how these eBay sellers are. They think they got the last goddamn savage body in the world, and they're gonna charge you your eye teeth and your firstborn kid and all that shit for it. So, yeah, hopefully I can find it. Hopefully. But in the meantime, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. And just like that, there he is. New clutch bell. Ready to go, guys. New clutch bell and ready to go. Chassis is getting a little scratched up, but not too bad. Me sending it off the baby jumps. That's another thing too. I gotta get new ramps. My buddy Nitro Addiction, the one I'm at odds with because he's booby trapping my trucks. But anyway, he's got a really cool ramp. This ramp's got that good slope to it, you know, so you can get maximum air. So I got them damn flat shit like some little baby jumps, you know. Who wants ramps like that? So I gotta see if I can find some of those ramps like he's got, and so I can start launching this fucking truck way up in the air. Anywho, guys, just wanted you to see that, let you know what was going on in the body. I hoped I answered the question right for my subscriber, what those calves were. You can find them on Amazon. Hit me up in the comments again if you don't understand any of this. I can shoot you the link through the comments, or follow me on Facebook if you want to. I'm in basically almost all the Savage groups, and the Nitro Gang. I'm also in the Nitro Gang too. My public name's in there, but you can see my videos that I have posted in there as well if you're part of the Nitro Gang on Facebook. But yeah, that's what's going on. We'll see how he likes his super tight clutch bell, and get this body shot and painted tomorrow, and then hopefully Tuesday I can get back out to the lot and break some more shit and disappoint you guys some more one way or another. Sound good? Good. Hope you made it this long. I appreciate it. Love all you guys. If you could consider it and give me a like, thumbs up for the video, consider subscribing to the channel, tell your friends about me or whatever. OG Nitro RCs coming at you guys from the Nitro Corner, and episode 2. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something, not learned something, laughed about something, gonna criticize me about something, I don't care, whatever. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.